Recording in progress.
Good morning. How's it going? Hi, how are you? Okay, good. Original sound. Right. You can unmute for the moment if you like. So, all right. Good. It's all working. Hello, Marcia. I can see that you're here. Looks like you're muted and not on your video. So, welcome. I haven't done one of these in a long time. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay? Okay, great. Thanks. I'm gonna wind my clock. Hi, Val. Feel free to unmute if you like. How
Have
are
I
you?
joined the wrong thing?
No, you're here for Friday morning rehearsal, right? Paul's out of town, so it's me.
Oh, right. I'm just here for about 3/4 of an hour. Then I have to leave.
Okay. I like your backdrop.
It's great, isn't it?
Yes,
I wish.
it is. Close my other. I have too many windows open here. I'm going to close those. They're just a distraction mostly. Oh, good.
So how is everything in your world?
It's fine, thank you. I'm looking outside. It's hey Robin. I'm looking outside. I was telling the gentleman here I haven't done one of these online rehearsals in years, but it's I'm looking out my front window and spring is just popping out all over Downers Grove. It's so beautiful. Oh yeah, Sandy's telling me we have a spruce tree in our front yard that's about 7 feet tall maybe, and we planted it a number of years ago, and it's been growing well. And right at the right, so if you imagine, it almost looks like a Christmas tree. There's a top spiky thing, and then right under the first fold, right under here, a mother robin has built a nest,
Oh,
and she's incubating her eggs, and it's just so cool to see that. Sandy's got the binoculars in the kitchen, and we can just look out at the mom, and she's just hanging out there. So
yeah. I think they have bluebird eggs. Aren't they blue? A robin's
robin's
egg?
eggs can be blue, yeah, kind of a pale blue, and
Yeah.
it's just it's the theory about the birds and the bees being out this time of year is nice, but it's actually nice. It's even better to just see them. So yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
well. Thanks for asking. How are you?
Good. We have three bunnies hopping around our garden,
Wow,
and they're lovely.
fun.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Hello, everybody. Hi, Linda. Hi, Teal. Long time no see. Hi, Mary. Hey, Irv. Hey,
Long
Dan.
time no see is right. We miss you.
I missed you too. How you doing?
You coming to Chicago a cappella on Saturday night?
I'm actually not. We're getting the recording to listen to it afterwards. Sandy and I've been
Okay.
gone the last 2 weekends, and we just need some downtime and some time in our
Yeah,
garden.
it
So
was good. Sounds great, doesn't it?
yeah. Teal, are you in Arizona or are you back home? Still in Arizona. Good for you.
Yeah, I'm leaving. I'm coming back Sunday though, so
Great. Hey, Contessa. Long time no see. Glad you're here. Hi, Judy.
So nice to see you.
You too. You too. We're just gonna wait. I've got 9:59. So I was telling some of the people I haven't done one of these in years. So this used to be my whole life when we during lockdown when there was nothing else to do. So it's sort of a, what do they call it? Throwback Friday, Flashback Friday, something like that. Instead of Throwback Thursday, it'll be Flashback Friday. So yeah. So welcome to my living room if you haven't been here before. This item, this is Cookie the Clown. It's a sculpture that some dear friends gave us, and he fits pretty well.
Line in mode.
He fits pretty well in the room. So, and Joy Rosner, since I see you
Hi
here.
there. Good morning,
How are ya?
everybody.
Hi,
So
Joy.
Hi.
talk about old time's sake. One of the great additions to the online rehearsals during lockdown was Maggie the ostrich, and we haven't seen her in a
Hey,
long time.
Maggie.
So
How are you, Maggie?
oh, I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Oh, so happy to be back. But
We
one of the
send you
great
kisses too,
one of the great
Maggie.
things about Maggie is that Maggie actually took conducting lessons at one point, and she has this wonderful hand here, and she can actually beat a four pattern. I mean, she's a very skilled puppet. It's just incredible how she figured out all this stuff. So I'm going to start leading the warm up, Maggie. Okay. So I'm going to have to put you down. All right. Be back. So anyway, she's a lot of fun, and I think many of you enjoyed her. Well, it's 10 o'clock. We might as well get started. Why don't you go ahead and mute yourselves once again? I'm hoping that my audio settings work. If anything's not working, squawk, unmute yourself, tell me whatever. Sandy and I tested them out on Wednesday, so they should be okay. This is my hopefully relatively in tune piano. So what I'd like you to do, if you're comfortable with it, stand up as you're able. It's always better to sing standing up than it is sitting down. If you want to stay seated, that's fine. Just make sure that your feet are firmly on the floor, your tush is scooted forward in your chair, and you've got what we call regal posture, nice and tall. Good. So since we're first getting started, the consonant V, the letter V as in Val, G, who we see in our red shirt, the letter V is really good for getting vocalizing first thing in the morning. So it's just an arpeggio on the letter V. I'll demonstrate. Here we go. The letter V. Very nice. Two more. Last one. Very good. All right. Wow, we got 24 people here. That's great. One of my favorite vocalises is digga 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 dee. So what I want you to pay attention to is the very end of the vocalese. You can, if you pull, I'll demonstrate here. If you pull your navel in toward your spine at the end of the vocalese, you can get your vibrato spinning. Digga 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 dee. Notice how that's different from digga 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 dee, when it kind of just sags and doesn't have any energy. So see if you can feed it energy toward the end of the phrase. Here we go. One and go. Digga 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 dee. Digga 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 dee. Good. Digga 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 dee. Digga 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 dee. Two more. Digga 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 dee. Last one. Digga 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 dee. Yes, I learned this from my voice teacher. She's just brilliant at all this stuff. So, okay, so we're going to go back to D major. Still on digga 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 dee. This time we're gonna go up. Here we go. Digga 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 dee. 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 Two more. Digga 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 dee. Last one. Digga 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 dee. Good. By the way, for those of you whom I haven't had the pleasure of meeting, I'm Jonathan. You can call me John. I'm the co-founder of this organization, and I'm neither as talented nor good looking nor as good at the keyboard as Paul Langford, so you'll have to deal with me anyway. And welcome to my living room from the north part of Downers Grove. But I'm pretty good at teaching vocal warm-ups, so we can continue with that. So this is another one that's really good for early in the morning. Again, I'm if you pull your navel toward the spine and sort of pulse your air, this is really good for getting your whole breathing and vocalizing apparatus because it stimulates the airflow. Let me just demonstrate it once more. Here we go. One more. Very good. So just check your posture. It's always good to do these standing up if you're able to do that. If you're not standing and you're sitting, just make sure your feet are on the floor, scoot your tush forward in your chair, and stand up with what we call regal posture. All right, we're going to do that one again. And this time we're going to go up. Here we go. One more. Okay, that's pretty good. That's up to an F sharp for sopranos and tenors. Pretty nice. Good, good, good. All right. Couple other things. Oh yeah, we have to do some things that are fun. More fun. So take your fingertips and make a little light rain on your forehead. Everything I'm about to teach you I learned from Daniel Segner in our Wheaton and Hinsdale choirs. Good. Tap your cheekbones. We're just waking up the resonating parts of our face. Good. Now take your thumbs and we're going to do a jaw massage. Start right below your earlobes and work all the way to the point of your chin. Massage out any tension that you've accumulated since whenever your last choir rehearsal was. So for some of you, that's almost a week. Just get it all out there. Good. Now shake your hands out. All right. Now, many people tell me this is one of the highlights of their week. So on what we call teeny face, we're going to scrunch up our hands in our face like we're sucking on the world's sourest lemon drop. That's teeny face. And then big face, wah, just open wide. Okay, here we go. 3 of those. Teeny face, squeeze it, squeeze, squeeze. Big face, good. Teeny face, squeeze it, squeeze it. Big face, good. Last one. Teeny face, squeeze it up, squeeze it up. Big face, yay! All right. Show of hands, how many of you have you taught teeny face, big face to your grandchildren? Yes? They will love you. There was someone told me they'd gone to Arizona or something, and like the 3-year-old, all weekend, all the kid wanted to do was teeny face, big face. So that's fun. All right, so now your face should be a little more warmed up. This is another one. So this is really good for we have some of our songs have a lot of consonants that come by pretty quickly, like especially and all that jazz, because the tempo's fast and the words just keep coming. So this is really good for waking up the front of your face. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. So I really want you to work the intensity of the consonants, and part of what you do that way is you make sure you're full of air, that your breath is nice and low, and that supports the explosion, if you will, of the consonants. So it's bibbidi bobbidi boo. Here we go. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Good. Bibbidi bobbidi bibbidi bobbidi boo. Bibbidi bobbidi bibbidi bobbidi boo. Good. Bibbidi bobbidi bibbidi bobbidi boo. Bibbidi bobbidi bibbidi bobbidi boo. Bibbidi bobbidi bibbidi bobbidi boo. One more. Bibbidi bobbidi bibbidi bobbidi boo. Good. We're going to do that again, starting again D major and going up. Now, as we did when we did digga 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 D, if you can, put some extra attention at the end of the phrase, bibbidi bobbidi boo. Pull your navel towards your spine. What my voice teacher says is more vibrato all the time. Just see if you can get your air kind of spinning. Here we go. Breathe and go. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Good. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Three more. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Last one. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. All right, very good. Let's see. One other thing we should do. I think that's enough. I'm going to sit down. You can sit down too. I'm going to move my laptop into a better angle. All right, so this is the time in our show when I should be taking requests from you about what you want to work on. And I can tell you that Paul took the trouble to send me all the MP3 files so we can play those if we need to. I can poke out lines here on the piano if there are particular voice parts that you want to work on. I'm totally at your service. So I'll take my cues from what you feel like would be most helpful for you. And if
I
nobody
think Luke Saturna is
Uh-huh.
still a little bit of a challenge.
Okay. Very good. What would be helpful, Val?
I think just to sing through it,
Okay. That's fine.
particularly at the end when there's a lot of the altos, the sopranos, we're all singing different parts.
Yes, you are.
And
All right. Good. So I'm going to do my best to cue that up and start playing it, and I'll just need a thumbs up from you if the sound is coming through okay. We did test everything. Actually, I'm going to close this just a sec. Just give me a technical moment here again. I'm a little rusty, not having done this in many years, but hopefully I will not be a complete doofus. So here we go.
I love hearing yourself talk.
Oh, well, I'm pretty hard on myself, but I just want to do a good job, like we all do.
Lux Eterna.
Can you hear that okay?
Full mix, all parts.
Okay, good. I'll conduct.
Requiem aeternam dona eis Domine, e lux perpetua lucea eis.
Lux eterno, lux eterno, lucea Deis. Lux eterno, dona eis requiem.
Basses, alto tenor.
Lux
good. I hope that was-
Jonathan,
yeah,
can we go over from end of page 8 and to the end?
sure, sure. Which part?
Very end of
which,
8.
which part, Haruko?
I'm a tenor.
You're a tenor. Sure. Yeah, is it okay if I just play it while you guys are muted? Okay. I think what I should do, is it okay if I go from the top of page 8, last bar, Haruko, where you have Requiem there? Yeah? Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this is the tenor part, from the top of page 8, the last bar, where it says Requiem, mezzo forte. Just tenors. I'm just going to play the tenor part for now because it's quite tricky. 3, 4, 1. Requiem aeternam donaeis Domine et lux perpetuum luceat eis lux luceat 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 boom lux aeterna boom luceat eis Domine breath lux aeterna sorry lux aeterna donaeis breath dona etc. How was that? Was that helpful? Good. I think for every go unmute yourself, Haruko, please.
What happens to me is I'm not counting properly or something, and I'm not coming in at the right time.
Got it. Yeah, that's a little tricky. One of the best things you can do, which I know is sort of an ongoing joke of mine, is watch the conductor. And I know I wasn't conducting right then, but and also if you're singing in different concerts, the bottom of page 9, like if you don't watch the conductor any other time during the song, watch the conductor at the bottom of page 9, because whatever happens at measures 45, 46, 47, that's the big retard, and then the big return of the opening material on the last bar of page 9. Should you want to do that again? Would that be helpful?
Jonathan, can you give me
Hi.
the meeting passcode? The passcode.
You're in the meeting, Anne.
Yeah, but I don't. Okay, I was going to on the computer. I'm going now. I'm just. It's okay. I'll stay with the cell phone.
Okay, yeah, it's all the same link. Sure, it's great to see you. Let me see what we can do. Why don't we try going back to the top of page 7 for everybody at Cum Sanctis? I just need to find that because I don't have my time codes here. But let's see if we can make that happen. Hold on just a moment. Okay, it's after that. Hold on. Okay. So we're going to start right at the top of page 7 with the Cum Sanctis and just do the best you can. If we have to cover, play out other parts or do anything else that's helpful, of course, that's what we're here for. So here we go. This is top of page 7. It's actually a lot easier for me to conduct standing up. Conducting and sitting down, that's like my muscles aren't used to that. So here we go. Top of page 7, measure 30, Cum Sanctis.
Cum sanctis, cum sanctis, cum sanctis tuis in
Sopranos and altos out, tenors and basses hold. All right, very good. One of the things that's helpful sometimes, I don't know how much all of the conductors talk about that, but it's called, for lack of a better word, it's called subdividing in your head. So if the conductor's doing this, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can count like that in your head. But sometimes, especially in a piece like this, it's also helpful and sometimes more helpful to add the eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Because especially here on pages 8 and 9, where there's all this stuff going on. Sopranos, it doesn't apply to you so much, but page 8, 9, tenors, basses, and especially the alto and tenor parts, when you're moving around so much, the more you can be internalizing the count, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. It's just a nice way to, you almost develop more of a partnership with the conductor because you're counting in your head to the extent that you can. There's a lot to do. I was just reading a wonderful quote by Zoltán Kodály, who was the great Hungarian musician and music teacher in the early part of the 20th century. And I'm going to butcher the quote, but he said something like, "It's no wonder musicians are such engaged people because of the things our brains and our bodies have to do just to sort of survive while we're rehearsing and performing music is a huge stimulation to the nervous system, and you're doing that already. This is just another way of sort of trying to make sure you don't fall off the horse." Yes, Ruth Behrman, how are you?
I'm okay, too, sir.
Groovy. What's up?
Okay. Yeah, the problem with, I'm sorry, the problem with dividing in the eighth is if you look at the top of page 9, measure 42, between the first note and the second note for the altos and the tenors, there's a break. So it's sort of like syncopated off the what you're talking about. It's not just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and.
That's true. But you also have to, that's where the relationship with the conductor helps, because some conductors may slow down a little bit there to let that first note of measure 42 breathe, for example. So that's where the visual communication comes in super handy. I don't know if I addressed your concern, Ruth.
That's it. I just had to practice those two bars many times.
Totally, absolutely. What else can I do to be of help in this? Yes, go ahead, Val.
So I decided that I would rely on my memory and not look at the music so much. And it was very helpful to look at you.
Good.
But my concern is losing my place in the music when I need it. Have you any tips?
I do, actually. And your timing is excellent because we are just a couple weeks away from concert. There's something called, well, I don't have a fancy name for it. I'll just demonstrate. I'm going to move my camera down just a little bit, and I have to get my folder to the point where it's one of these folders where you have to unsnap it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to show you, I'm going to step back a little bit. There are things that you can do to maximize your concert experience. One of them, a lot of us have these nifty folders with the one hand where you could just hold up like this. What I recommend, this is a really good singing posture. You can't see my feet, but one of my feet is slightly in front of the other, and it allows me to lean forward a little bit. You can sing, if you can sing a piece of music pretty much like this, Val, the whole time, you're mostly looking at the conductor, but your score is open to the page it needs to be open to. So if you have to look down, you can still see the conductor out of the corner of your eye. If you're watching the conductor, you're not completely spaced out as to where you are on the page. And it just becomes sort of a default setting that you can use to, because your instinct is spot on. You want to be watching the conductor as much as possible, but there are times when obviously, you probably have to look at the music to make sure you're synced up. But what I want to urge all of you to do, really also for the rest of this rehearsal, is get your body kind of lined up like this, and you can do it without shoulder tension. You do get a little arm tension sometimes, which is one of the reasons that we stop between songs and sit down so your shoulders can relax and stuff. But this is super helpful. super, super helpful. So I encourage you to try this or something like it. Yeah, it's a great question. What else do you all have about Lux Aeterna in particular? I want to say something also, which is that at the bottom of page 9, the practice track is taking a very big retard at the end of measure 46. They're kind of hanging on that last quarter note for what feels like about half a day, which is great because it conveys the sense of the retard. It's probably not going to be that long in actual performance. So don't get so wedded to the practice track that you forget to look at the conductor and kind of see what's going on. You know, we have to be flexible and nimble. Anything else in this one? Yeah, Teal.
Just go back to Val's point. I appreciate memorizing your music, but as you're practicing, there are probably spots where you go, oh crap, I just missed that. So I put visual cues in my book so that if I'm looking at the director, when I get to the part where it might be a little iffy for me, I can easily find it on the page.
Yeah.
So that can like anchor you.
Yes.
And avoid, having to look for it.
Yeah, that's great, Teal. And just to sort of build on that, in this piece, there are, in any piece really, but it's particularly true in this one, there are what we call points of arrival. They're places inside the music that are structurally important moments. And probably the most important structural moment in this piece is the downbeat of measure 47, which is the last bar of page 9. Because that's where you've got this double bar, which is a signal of a key change. You're coming out of a slowdown. If everyone looks at the bottom of page 9, it says a tempo. In case you're not aware about what a tempo means, you usually have an a tempo after a retard, which means we're slowing down to kind of heighten the tension and make and almost slow time down. But then a tempo means we're going back to the prevailing tempo that we were in before. So you really need to be watching the conductor, if nowhere else, on the downbeat of measure 47 to make sure you know, and the second beat of 47 also, to make sure you know what the new tempo is. There are a couple other points of arrival. If you look back to the top of page 7, Cum Sanctis, that's a place where it's another point of arrival. It's not as crucial, but it's really important for sopranos and tenors. We don't slow down there for the most part, but the texture thins out, only 2 voices are in, and we have a key change. So if I'm a soprano or tenor, I'm going to want to move my eyeballs up from the bottom of page 6, where I'm either holding Requiem or Domine, to make sure I'm beated on the conductor for the downbeat of page 7. Because if sopranos and tenors can really nail that entrance on Cum Sanctis, it helps make that transition into the rest of the piece. That's probably the main thing about those structural. You can do those in highlighter, whatever. Yeah, that's a great idea. Any other places in this song that people want to go over? This is really good use of time to just make sure that those lines are feeling comfortable.
Jonathan, it's not about this part. I'm thinking when we're performing, it's easier to see you and the music same time because we're standing up.
Yeah.
During the rehearsal, we're sitting down. It's very hard.
It's true.
Okay.
Yep, I got it. Yep, very good. Okay, let's move. I just want to say how much fun it is for me to get to work on this piece because I'm doing I'm doing 4 of the pieces on the program with Daniel and Amy, and this isn't one of them. So this is like a busman's holiday for me to get to hang out with this incredible piece of music. So what would be good for us to work on next? I'm at your disposal. Don't be shy. If no one suggests anything, I'll just
I have
Go
big
ahead.
house.
Big house. All right. We'll do big house. In case you came here late, this is Maggie the ostrich. Hello. Maggie was one of the great features of the online rehearsals during COVID, and as some of you know, Maggie knows how to conduct because she went to conducting school. I have never seen an ostrich with a right hand this talented. She can really make things happen. All right, so let's pull up Big House. And let's just run that. And I'll do my best to conduct it from here. This is a really good song to do standing up if you're up for it. Just want to pass along one of my best vocal technique nuggets from this semester has been from the day I visited the Evanston rehearsal about a month ago. And Hannah Dixon McConnell, the conductor up there, she said, think about how you normally breathe. And then when you're ready to take your next breath, breathe about 6 inches lower than you're used to breathing and see what happens. And then on your next breath, breathe about 6 inches lower than that. It just really helps ground the breath. I'm noticing when I start to get vocally tight, I just remember what Hannah said, and I send my breath lower. It gets all the tension out of my throat and puts my energy back on spinning out a good line. So see if you can use that when we do Big House here. Here we go.
This is Big House, full mix, all parts.
Tenors, let me hear ya.
I want a big house, I want a big house.
Altos.
I want a big house, I want a big house.
Everybody.
I want a big house, I want a big house. I want a big house, I want a big house. Big house. I want a big house with a big front door, wide enough to always fit one more. Where everybody's welcome, it's late when they leave, and if they walk in broke, will they walk out healed? Ooh, tell me about the kitchen in that house. I said, ooh, tell me about the kitchen in that house. There's a big old table from wall to wall, with a seat for everybody, there's room for all. The poor and the shunned and the rich ones beneath, believers and skeptics and those in between. There's laughter and crying and sharing of life, serving hope to the hopeless and offering light, a helping of love and a taste of truth when they come to the table with me and you. I want a big house with a big front door, wide enough to always fit one more. Where everybody's welcome, it's late when they leave, and if they walk in broke, will they walk
1, 2,
out
1,
healed?
2, 3, 4. Here we go.
Tell me about the outside of that house. I said, ooh, tell me about the outside of that house.
Make sure muted.
There's a big old yard with no fence and no wall, where all the kids are welcome. Come on, come on. No matter their color or class or creed, they run, they play,
Look out.
they're heard, they're
1, 2, 3, 4. Off. Go. I want a big house.
with a big front door, wide enough to always fit one more. Where everybody's welcome, it's late when they leave, and if they walk in broke, will they walk out healed? I want a big house. I want a big house. I want a big house. I want a big house.
Crescendo here.
I want a big house. 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 There is peace, there is love, there is joy in that house. There is peace, there is love, there is joy in that house. There is peace, there is love, there is joy in that house. There is peace, there is love, there is joy in that house. There is peace, there is love, there is joy in that house. Let's build a big house. Let's build a big house. I want a big house.
Ow! Yeah. That is so fun. Good. There's a couple tricky counting things in there. I want to point out, I shouldn't have called out while I'm conducting. That's rude, and it's just, But anyway, I got excited. I want you to look at, in case you haven't, the top of page 14. This is one of those structural points of arrival like we were talking about in Lux Aeterna. If you look at the top of page 14, in case you haven't circled it or highlighted it, the third bar of the page, so this is page 14, last bar on the word scene, that bar has 6 beats in it, not 4. And the word scene is a whole note, so you hold that for 4 beats, then you cut off. Scene 2, 3, 4, off, go. I want a big house. So your conductor might conduct, if I were, I usually conduct that in 4+2. Scene 2, 3, 4, off, go. I want a big house. But let's just talk that rhythm right there from the top of page 14. Let's speak it from the word there at the end of the second bar. So I'm going to conduct 1, 2, 3, and you come in on the word there. And a 1, speak, go. There, scene 2, 3, 4, off, go. I want a big house. Yeah, super important. That's a place where I would put eyeballs in pencil just to make sure I'm really watching and we're all synced up. There's a couple other places where, if you look at the bottom of page 15, for example, rather than doing a 6 bar, what Kyle does is a 4 bar plus a 2 bar. It's just how he gets this unusual rhythm that he's interested in written down on the page. So bottom of 15, walk in brook where they walk out healed. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, So that's a 2/4 bar, and then the bar after that goes back to the regular 4/4. Every time he's got that walk in brook where they walk out healed, it's a 4 plus a 2. So you might want to circle that at some point in your score, just because your conductor's probably going to do something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, boom. And then there's a downbeat on healed. That's the point of arrival at the end of that refrain, if you will. Does that make sense? I hope I haven't confused you further. What would you like to do in this song other than just singing it, which is fun? Yes, go ahead, Marla. Unmute yourself, please. Marla, can you unmute yourself? I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was wondering if you could speak a little bit louder. I've got my volume up to the max, but I can't hear you very well.
Sure. If I'm closer to my laptop, is that better?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll stand closer to the laptop. I've got
Thank you.
Yeah. How is the hearing for the rest of you? Can you hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear my speaking voice. Okay, I'll try to stand closer. Again, I haven't done one of these in several years, so I'm just working out the technical kinks. Okay, thank you for mentioning that. Any other parts of this song anyone wants to go through?
Jonathan,
Yeah.
can we do the tones for the oohs on measure 25?
Measure 25. Sure. What voice part, Anne?
Alto.
Alto. Absolutely. So, if everybody looks at the top of page 6, so what we just did was everybody finished up on a C, and then everybody goes up on the F to ooh. But then altos, you come down to the E flat. So let me play the alto line slowly, starting in bar 24. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. That's the alto line right there. So let's just do that, altos, and anyone who wants to be an alto, end of measure 24. 1, 2, go. Tell me about the kitchen in that house. Okay, let's do that again, altos, same place. And anyone, I can't hear you, so sing whatever you want. You can sing your own voice part. Here we are, but I'm going to play the alto part. And 1, 2, go. Tell me about the kitchen in that house. Good. So now I'm going to play that with the soprano part, and so you can hear how those line up. 1, 2, 3. that's how those, so you're just kind of snugged up a third below the sopranos. But the trick is to move down to that E flat in the third bar. 1, 2, 3. It's a little tricky because no one else is singing what you're singing. You just kind of got to stick to your guns there. Does that help? Good. What else you got? The counting is probably the hardest thing in this, and just not falling off the train. So this is just good sort of performance readiness in general. It does happen sometimes that we get knocked off the horse while we're riding I'm mixing metaphors, sorry, I do that. While we're riding down the journey of the song or whatever. The best thing you can do is get back in the horse as soon as you possibly can. And if you really need help, you can lean into the singer next to you on this side, or lean into the singer on the other side, which is an unspoken signal that I could use a little help. The thing you don't want to do is this. I screwed that up. And you don't want to, while you're singing, you want to draw as little attention to yourself as possible. Smile, as if to say to the audience, I meant to do that. And then just go on, because they don't know. The audience does not have the score in front of them. Most of them has never heard this piece before. Most of them have never sung this piece before. If you make a mistake, you're the only one who knows. So just, consider it a mindfulness moment. Take a breath, move on, be present. So that's just good. That's just good performance. I don't know, etiquette, coaching style, whatever you want to call it. Anything else in Big House? I'm at your disposal here.
Hi, this is Irma. And I would like to go a soprano, go through pages 15 through 17.
You got it.
That would be very helpful. That gets confusing for me.
Okie doke. Yeah, so the hardest thing I think about this, Irma, is the counting.
Yes.
And there are a couple different things you can do. One is be hip to what's going on in the other parts as much as it helps you. But let's, so for example, the bottom of 15, I'm going to connect two things together. One is at the bottom of 15, walking broke where they walk out healed. If you can count that out healed bar as a 2 bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And your is on the end of 4. So let's just do that very slowly, starting from the bottom of page 15, sopranos. 1, 2, 3, and walk in broke where they walk out here. 1, 2, 3, and 2, 3, 4, off, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, off, 2, 3. 1, 2, off, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, off, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, off. So that counting inside your head, we can do that again, Irma. That counting inside your head is super helpful. Another thing you can do is you can sync up the counting in your head. If your conductor's doing his or her job, which we try very hard to do, you can always do the 1, 2, 3, 4. The 1 is what we call the downbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And if you ever get lost or just don't know which end is up, just wait for the next 1, and that'll get you on the downbeat of at least one of the measures, hopefully the right one. So let's go back to 15 and do that again. And anybody can sing any other part. I'm not going to try to play the practice track and the piano at the same time. I think that's just a recipe for technical disaster, so I'm not going to try it. So here we go. Everybody can sing something at 83. This is the bottom of page 15, but I'm going to play the soprano part. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, off. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, off. 1, 2. Breathe. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Off. Now, let's try doing that with the practice track from roughly the same place. I'm going to try to find it. I don't have times written in my score, but I know this piece halfway decently, so let's see where this is. Okay, so we're going to go from the pickup. This is page 14. We're going to start with the I Want a Big House at the bottom of 14, and let's just let it run to the end, just because it's fun to sing.
I want a big house with a big front door, wide enough to always fit one more, where everybody's welcome. It's late when they leave, and if they walk in broke, well, they walk out here. I want a big house. 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 A big house. A big house. I want a big house. A big house. A big house. I want a big house.
Big finish.
There is peace, there is love, there is joy in that house. There is peace, there is love, there is joy in that house. There is peace, there is love, there is joy in that house. There is peace, there is love, there is joy in that house. There is peace, there is love, there is joy in that house. Let's build a big house. Let's build a big house. I want a big house.
Groovy. All right, I hope that was helpful. Sorry, I've got to do something with my folder is getting so excited. My pieces of music are flying.
That was really helpful for me.
Yes, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Happy to help. That's why I'm here. And another thing about that point where you were asking about, Irma, is whatever happens for you on pages 15, 16, 17, when you get to that top of 17, that in the second bar, there is peace. That's a place where everybody can get back on the train. Whatever happened before that. So again, that's another one of those points where watch the conductor, see what's going on with the rest of your voice part, and rock and roll. So that's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Super fun. Good. Do we want to go on to another piece? I forgot how fun this is to do this with you guys. So and the time goes so quickly. What else is going to be helpful? I have an idea if no one else has one, but I want to hear from you first.
George has.
What you got, George?
I'm going to sing when the Spirit says sing.
Okay. Thanks, George. Oh, thanks, Contessa. I wasn't reading the chat. You're so smart. So. Oh, Sanford, you're so funny. My wife and I have written a downsizing version of Big House. You got to send that to me. I want to see it. We might have to do that as our recap sessions with spoof lyrics.
I need your email, but I'd be glad to send it to you.
Awesome. It's just J Miller, JMILLER, J for Jonathan, J Miller at soundsgoodchoir.org. That's funny. That reminds me of when we were during lockdown, when you couldn't go anywhere, you couldn't do anything. You only went to the grocery store every 3 weeks. It was insane. We were doing Sleigh Ride for the holiday program that year, and Sandy and I came up with new lyrics to Sleigh Ride about this song goes on and on forever. It's super annoying, and that was kind of fun. So all right, let's do I'm Gonna Sing. And this is another one of those songs where there are a couple points of arrival, and there are a couple places where the tempo changes, sometimes kind of dramatically. So it's super helpful to watch the conductor on this one too. And I realize every conductor is going to conduct this slightly differently, but I'll show you what I do, and hopefully it's helpful for you. Had the great fortune of having Daniel Segner come to Hinsdale rehearsal yesterday, which is normally day off for him, but he showed up anyway to play the piano four hands with him and Richard Sladek. So that was very helpful for me as a conductor. But before we sing this, if you look at the bottom of page 4, so we're in the song I'm going to sing when the Spirit says sing. If you look at the bottom of page 4, in the first bar at the word obey, you've got a poco rit, which means slow down a little bit, which means watch the conductor. And then you've got an accelerando in the last 2 bars of page 4, which means gets faster. And you're actually getting so much faster that the top of page 5, where it says allegro energetically, is twice as fast as the piece was at the beginning. So it's really going to start cooking. So what that means is, for the bottom of page 4, if I'm a soprano or an alto, I need to watch my conductor, because I'm going to have "May the Spirit of the Lord," 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, off. And then we've got most of 2 bars before tenors and basses come in. "I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing," which is much faster than the beginning. So that's one sort of point of arrival. Another one is, if you haven't circled it, look at the bottom of page 8. I think this is a tricky entrance, and I'm going to pray, the very end of page 8. It's tricky because we have a key change and we have a volume change. So we've been kind of firing on all pistons. It's somewhere between forte and mezzo forte, but this one, "I'm going to pray when the Spirit says pray," that needs to be quiet and intense, not loud. And then probably the biggest, look at page 12, top of page 12. I think this is really hard. Howard Helvey is a fabulous composer and arranger, but with all respect to Howard, he kind of missed the boat on this one, because the downbeat of the second bar, right before we come in with "I'm gonna shout," he gives us some weird chord kind of like this, which doesn't give us our note. What we really needed was before we come in, but we've got to pull this. "I'm gonna shout." It's just difficult. So, and there's molto rit. So in that second bar of page 12, you see that molto rit? If you haven't circled that, circle that. That means literally much slowing. Slow down a lot, which means watch the conductor. So the way I conduct that is, boom, "I'm gonna shout when the Spirit says shout," and then we're off to the races. But that's another place where you really need to be watching the conductor for everyone's sake, not just yours, but everyone else in the choir. And then the other one is top of page 15. Top of page 15, first bar, where it says Spirit. That's a poco rit, which means slow down a little bit. I take it a little more than poco. I slow it down just because it's such a great sort of a point of arrival. But then when you get to Lord in the second bar, da-da, back to a tempo, and then there's no slowdown from that point. We just kind of let it go to the end. So all right, I'll stop talking. We can sing. Here we go. I just have to digress for a moment. Howard Helvey, if you don't know his other work, unbelievable composer. Like, his stuff just will make you weep. It's so beautiful. I got to know his stuff because back in the early aughts, when I was doing Chicago a cappella, like all day, every day practically, I was a full-time musician at the time with 5 part-time jobs and no benefits, but Chicago a cappella was my biggest part-time job with no benefits at the time. And part of what made it fun was we got the contract to do all of the demo recordings for Hinshaw Music, which is a prominent music publisher out of North Carolina, because I'd done my graduate work in Chapel Hill. Long story short, we had the privilege to record about 30 pieces a year for Hinshaw, which at the time went out in compact discs to 400 or 500 choral conductors who had subscribed to their service. And one of the pieces that we had to record was a piece called O Lux Beatissima. I'll put it in the chat. If you want to just hear something unbelievably beautiful. Chicago a cappella recorded it on the demo. Then we recorded it on, I think it was on a Christmas album that we did, and And when Sandy and I got married, we had it at our wedding. Chicago Acapella sang at our wedding, which was unbelievable. So anyway, that's a little bit about Howard Helvey. He's written hundreds of pieces, and he's really, really, really good. So I'm glad we get to do some of his music. All right, so here is I'm Gonna Sing. Full mix all parts. Where is it? There it is. Here we go.
This is I'm Gonna Sing When the Spirit Says Sing, all parts.
1, 2, 3.
I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing. I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing. I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing. And obey the Spirit of the Lord.
I'm gonna
I'm
sing
gonna
when
sing
the
when the
Spirit
Spirit
says
says
sing.
sing.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
sing
sing when the
Spirit
Spirit
says
says
Make
sing.
sure you're muted.
I'm gonna sing
When
when the
the
Spirit
Spirit
says
says
sing.
sing.
And obey the Spirit of the Lord.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, off.
I'm gonna preach when the Spirit says preach. I'm gonna preach when the Spirit says preach.
When the Spirit
I'm
says
gonna preach
2,
when the
3,
Spirit
4.
says
1. I'm gonna preach.
and obey the Spirit of the Lord.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, off. This is piano. Look up.
I'm gonna pray when the Spirit says pray. I'm gonna pray when the Spirit says pray. I'm gonna pray when the Spirit says pray and obey the Spirit of the Lord.
Even less.
And obey the Spirit of the Lord.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Key change. 6, 7. Look up. 8, and.
I'm gonna shout when the Spirit says shout. I'm gonna shout when the Spirit says shout. I'm gonna shout when the Spirit says shout. And obey the Spirit of the Lord.
Mezzo piano.
Obey the Spirit.
Crescendo.
Obey the Spirit.
Look up.
Obey the Spirit of the Lord. The Lord.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Off. Yes. That is so fun. Good. Any parts anybody wants to work on? Dan, you got a question for me? Go ahead and unmute yourself. Any parts anybody wants to work on here? Don't be shy. Couple tricky counting things in this one. George, was there anything, since this was your request, any particular part you want to do? Okay, you're good. Awesome.
Okay, so this is Irma.
Hi, Irma.
I'm looking at bottom of page 10
Yep.
to top of page 12. I'm trying to get the beats in.
You and me both, my friend. So let me tell you what I was doing. As soon as you get off the word Lord at the bottom of 10,
Okay.
you've basically got 8 bars in the piano.
Mhm.
If you see that, there's 2 bars at the end of page 10. There's 6 bars. Actually, that's not quite right. It's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bars plus change. But what happens when you get off, when you sing your last Obey the Spirit of Lola on page 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, the piano does this in the last bar. And when they do that, that's sort of a cue for the ear. It's like, okay, we're going to count 8 bars from here. And so starting with the pickup to that last bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna shout. So what I do in my head is starting with that last bar of page 10, I count to 8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then on the downbeat of the 9th bar, that's our rest right before we come in. Let me try to play that and see if I can explain better what I'm talking about. So this is starting from the top of page 10. Let me see if I can get there. Hold on.
Lord, and obey the Spirit of the Lord.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. 9. I'm gonna shout. Does that make sense? Let's do that again.
Very much so.
Good. Good. Super.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, let's do that again just for good measure, just to kind of lock that in. So we're going to start with the end of page 10. So if you want to put something in your score, you can put a 1 in the last bar of page 10, a 2 in the first bar of page 11, a 3 in the second bar of page 11, and so on, kind of off to the races. So let's see if I can start in the right place. Okay, hold on, a little later. Here we go. 1, top of 11, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's sing to the end. I'm gonna shout
when the Spirit says shout. I'm gonna shout when the Spirit says shout. I'm gonna shout when the Spirit says shout. And obey the Spirit of the Lord.
Get quiet here now.
Obey the Spirit.
Start the crescendo.
Obey the Spirit.
Let it fly. Look up.
Obey the Spirit of the Lord.
1, 2, off the. Ow! That's so fun. Good.
This is I'm gonna sing.
Stop. Okay. Yay. I'm glad that's helpful. Good.
Very helpful.
Yay. I'm so glad. Yeah. Good. Yeah, that exactly the stuff you're talking about, Irma, is really that's the stuff that's I think the hardest in this piece. The vocal parts themselves are not so tricky. It's just the counting. I want to look at the River for a minute. Something else I learned from Hannah I thought was super helpful. We've been talking about this some in my rehearsals. What I want to look at actually is look at the bottom of page 4, because this is where everybody has this. If you were in Hinsdale or Gold Coast rehearsals with me, forgive me if I'm kind of beating a dead horse here, but it's not quite a dead horse, it's kind of a live horse, which is why we need to talk about it. What I want to talk about for a couple of minutes is how we divide up the beat. So at the bottom of page 4, where it says gather with the saints in the second bar, gather with the saints by the river that flows by the throne of God. What I'm after is Copeland is pretty precise about the way he notates this rhythmically, and it's not swung. So swung is da ba da ba da ba da ba, gather with the saints by the river that flows by the throne of God. You know, if this were if I were going to swing it with the bassy band, that's how I would swing it. This is not that. This is more straight classical. And so at the bottom of page 4, gather is a dotted 8th note followed by a 16th note. So every quarter note has 4 16th notes in it. This is super nerdy, but I'm a nerd, and this is hopefully helpful for you. So Gather with the saints by the river that flows by the throne of God. So we were talking in Lux Aeterna about counting in your head 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You can go one level further into the 16th notes, and sort of the conventional way to talk about that is 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a gather with the saints by the river that flows by the throne of God. Let's try talking it like that. Bottom of 4. I'm actually going to pull up a better tempo because I think I'm going too fast, which is what I do when I get excited, so hold on. Let's see. 66. Beats a minute. Gather with the saints by the yeah, let's try that. Okay, let's talk from the bottom of 4, just speaking the rhythm. 1E and a 2E and a here we go. Gather with the saints by the river that flows by the throne of God. Good. So let's sing the whole piece from the top, and I want you to, just think about this. Just think about having your dotted 8th notes followed by 16th notes be 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E, wherever you have it, and just see if you can kind of lock that in, if you can make that distinction in your mind between a swung rhythm, which is what we have in some of our other songs, and this one. It's going to make this piece feel more different from those others, which is something I think we want. So here we go.
At the river. Full mix, all parts.
Hear how the piano's playing those rhythms? That's what you want to do. 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a altos. Go! A little less here. Even less. Piano. Hope that was helpful. Something else I want to mention in this piece, Look at page 7, please. There's a couple places where Copeland kind of fakes us out in terms of dynamics. And again, I've talked about this in Gold Coast and Hinsdale rehearsals. That second bar of page 7, the piano's loud. But then on the third bar of page 7, where we come in, the piano has subito piano, because our entrance there is piano. We want to be careful if we're sopranos and altos not to come in too loudly there, because we're lulled into a sense of being forte by what the piano has done. But the piano is going to drop immediately back to piano when we come in, so we need to not oversing there, because this is the beginning of a huge 8-bar long crescendo. We're going to get to fortissimo eventually, but it's going to be so much more beautiful if we do it by starting piano there at the top of page 7. There's an analogous place earlier in the piece where that happens, at the bottom of page 3. And again, this is mostly for sopranos and altos, but everyone should be aware of it. Bottom of page 3, end of the second bar, the piano's got, again, you can see it. The piano finishes forte and then has subito piano. So sopranos and altos want to come in very softly. And then the tenors come in piano. So, and the other part about that is at the very beginning of the piece, because the piano's loud. Then the piano falls back to mezzo piano, and our first entrance should be piano. So just a lot of things going on here, but those are sort of the main things that I wanted to pay attention to. That the rhythm, making sure that the dotted 8th note and the 16th note really feel like 4/16ths in the beat, and then the dynamic changes that we talked about. Does anybody want to go over any voice parts in this one? Feeling pretty straightforward. Okay. What else? We got 15 more minutes. I'm at your disposal. Anybody want to do Michael Rowe just to kind of get that, keep that fresh? Would that be good?
Michael.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Great. Great. I think this is one of the great alto parts ever written at the beginning here. I was an alto before my voice changed, and I've sung a lot of boring alto parts. This is not a boring alto part, especially at the beginning. Super interesting. And I don't know if you've probably haven't read them yet, because I don't know if we've practiced the spoken narration in your choir yet. But the woman who wrote this arrangement, I'm pretty sure she had a lake house somewhere earlier in her life, and she used to talk about taking a little boat out on the water, and just how beautiful the water was rippling on the surface of the lake where she had her boat. And that's really what she's trying to replicate here. Especially the tenors and altos there. You are the waves of the lake. So Maheko row, the boat ashore, Maheko row. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It doesn't have to jump out of the texture. You guys are actually not the main event. The sopranos are when they come in at the top of page 3. But you're setting the stage. You're sort of you're the waves that the boat is riding on top of, for lack of a better word. So if that gives you a visual image to help you know kind of what feeling to have. Oh yeah, that's a reminder to me, to make a reminder to you, that in case you have not yet filled out the concert RSVP form for our May concerts, I've got this nifty little QR code here. You can actually hit this with your phone. If you didn't, the deadline to send in your RSVP was yesterday, and we would really love for you to tell us which concerts you plan to sing in. If you haven't done that by yesterday, if you can do it by today, and if you don't like using QR codes, you can find the email that we sent you on Friday. I think you got another one yesterday or today as a reminder. Even if your plans change later on, and you end up singing in different concerts, we want to know kind of what you're thinking now, partly just so there's a couple venues where it really matters in terms of setting up chairs. There are some venues where you can see on the form that the dress rehearsal is required, a couple things like that. So I just wanted to remind you. We had, I think 70% of people had responded by the end of the day yesterday, which is pretty good. We just want to get the rest of you in on the phone. So I'm guessing since you bothered to show up on a Friday morning, you're one of the diligent ones. So good on you if you already did it. So, all right, let's do Michael Rowe. QR doesn't work. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can drop it in the chat. Momentito. Hold on. Sorry about that. It's probably one of those things where the Zoom resolution is not good enough. Just a minute, I will pull it up. Technology's so great when it works, isn't it? I used to sell technology for a living. That was a yeehaw. Okay. Oh, it's a Google form. Hold on, sorry. My bad. Forms. Sorry, technical moment. Talk amongst yourselves. I just need about a minute to pull this up. Here we go.
Jonathan, just wondering what that little figurine is behind you against the window.
Oh, this is a sculpture that was given to us by some dear friends. We call him Cookie the Clown. It's a new welcome to our living room. It's a beautiful 3D sculpture. It was done by a professor at IIT. It was a lovely gift. Hold on, let me see if I can pull this up. I can't pull this up right now. It's in your email from last Friday, so you can look in your emails, and if you've deleted that, just see if you can find it again. If you're really stuck on that RSVP form, you can just send a note to info@soundsgoodchoir.org, and Ellen will get you the link. So she's in all day today. All right, let us do Michael Rowe. Hold on, I'm just going to try one more thing for this link. I'm perseverating on it, but I want to try to find it. These things bother me when they don't work. So that's what I get for being a nerd. Nope, sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Michael Rowe from the top. I will conduct this as best I'm able. There we go, full mix. Here we go. Love this arrangement.
Michael rowed the boat ashore. Full mix, all parts.
Altos, here you go. Sing like you're having fun. Show it on your faces. Very good.
Michael rowed the boat ashore.
Stop. That's such a great chart. Anything bothering anybody in that one? Anybody want to do anything in particular?
Could we do it again?
Sure. Great idea.
When the sopranos come in on page 3,
Yep.
I really have a hard time concentrating on my part.
Yes,
And I get lost.
you're singing tenor, is that right, Haruko?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the difficulties of not having the melody is we have to stay on our own purpose, if you will. One thing that might help is well, two things actually. One is I talk about this in rehearsals sometimes. You might practice this at your next rehearsal if you do this piece and see if it helps. Put 70% of your brain power on listening to what's going on around you and 30% of your brain on what you're actually doing yourself with your own voice. That will do two things in this case. I think, Haruko, you can see if my advice makes any sense. One is you'll be able to key into what else is going on in your section. And I know it's not, the tenor section is smaller in Arlington Heights than some of the other sections, big alto section, big soprano section. But also, most of the time in this opening section, the tenors are singing with the altos. So if you, not in that, annoyingly and unfortunately, not that bar where the sopranos come in, but almost all the other bars, between the beginning of the piece and the bottom of page 4, you're saying exactly the same words as the altos are at the same time. So that might help. I don't know a lot of what else to say about that, but that is one place where sort of extending your ears into the rest of the choir can sometimes be a help, as long as you're not paying attention to the soprano line, because they're going to throw you off. So, all respect to sopranos, it's a beautiful line, but it does kind of help throw the rest of us off. Okay, let's sing it from the top and see what happens. Try this right now, Haruko, and see if it helps what I just said. Okay, here we go.
Sure. Full mix, all parts.
Sing with more joy than last time. Sopranos, altos, here we go. Okay, go ahead and unmute yourselves. And are there any birthdays in the room this week?
Well, there's a birthday.
Linda, you got a birthday?
Monday, Jonathan, I'm going to be 84 years old.
Yay!
Oh, Jonathan.
You look great, Linda. I want to look like you when I'm 84.
Jonathan?
Sorry,
Happy
Sanford?
birthday, Jonathan.
You have a birthday too, Sanford?
Yeah, on the 27th, I turned 78.
All right.
Mine's the 27th, too. We should go out,
That's awesome.
Stanford.
So, Linda, Sanford, who else? Did we miss someone else?
Same day, too.
Linda and Sanford. All right, good. Let's try this unmuted. It's what my wife calls holy chaos. We'll just take what we get. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday
to you.
And many more. That's great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jonathan.
You're welcome. So
Jonathan.
Thanks, Jonathan. Good week, everyone.
Thank you.
Maggie the Ostrich sends special birthday wishes to you. So. All
Thank
right.
you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Jonathan. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Yeah, you too. Oh, you too.
All right. Thanks a lot. Okay, bye.
Jonathan.
Thank you.
Hi, Jonathan. I spent 15 minutes to get on. So I'm used to using the computer.
Yeah.
And they need the passcode. I used post. They said it was incorrect.
Oh, that's too bad. Okay, sorry it
Do
took
you-
so long to get on. You'll have
Do you
Paul next.
do you happen to have the passcode you can give me?
Well, I don't have the passcode for this it's all embedded in the link. So
Yeah.
but next week Paul uses a different code. So you can just use
You are not coming back?
No, this is Paul is out of town. That's why I'm doing today.
Sorry, I missed most of your rehearsal.
I'm glad you were here for as much of it as you were. So
Yeah, so
All right.
when Paul's announcement, they have the individual.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I did not do that this time. So that's my fault for not paying attention to that detail.
I thought you used the yeah.
Yeah, it's what I get for not doing these except every 3 years or so. So it's
Well, thank you very much.
I'm a little rusty. This was great. Have a great week,
You
everyone.
know, we missed you.
Missed you too. All right. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye bye.